Who thinks can we practice compassion without living beings? No? Are you sure? Are you sure? Who thinks that living beings so important in our life? Are you sure? Positively? Okay, that's good. You really, we need to understand this. Not just, saying, but feel, really from our heart. Then easy to practice bodhicitta, right? So, now looks like you know that it is clear that without bodhicitta, there is no way to get enlightenment. But in order to practice bodhicitta, depends upon living beings, right? So now we understand that how it is important to practice bodhicitta. Because without bodhicitta, no liberation. No liberation, that's clear. Without living beings, no bodhicitta. So these are depends each other. If we understand these two, without bodhicitta, no liberation, no enlightenment. Okay? Without living beings, no bodhicitta. We cannot engage practice without living beings. Okay? So if you understand these two, then I think it will much easier communicate, with our society and everything. Understand? Yeah? You have question?
It's an idea though, if living beings, if they're not suffering, I get a leg up if they're suffering.
Yeah.
No, that's not.
Living beings,
Comes with the territory.
yeah. There is no living beings without suffering. Samsara. We call it samsara. That's why samsara, no end. First section talk about Bodhisattva vow. And then next session give you the vow. Okay? So now what is the Bodhisattva vow? It is the commitment, like for example, to lead others to happiness and to liberate them from suffering. I will attain liberation. Such is the promise I make today. So like that, the vow is commitment. So that is commitment, right? So we want to attain liberation, and the reason we want to attain it is to benefit all beings. Making this promise, we follow the same path followed by the past Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and masters. So that's why we take the vow. Just as the Buddhas of the past, when they were still ordinary beings like us, first have taken the commitment to attain liberation for all the benefit in all living beings. Just as they have continued on the path of the bodhisattvas, practicing the six paramitas and bodhisattvas, just as they have attained liberation. In the same way, following their sort of example, we also will realize liberation for the benefit of all beings. That is sort of, motivation or this vow. So the Bodhisattva vow embodies the realization of the motivation of Mahayana, great vehicle. In Tibet, Bodhisattva vow in Tibet, Shangchip Semji Domba. Shangchip means body, right? Body. Body means awakening. And in Tibet, Chang Chip, it has sort of, two different meanings. Chang Chip. Chang means purified. Purified all of our negative karmas and everything. And then Chip means perfect. Chip means actually perfect and refers to the perfect possession of qualities, which is the omniscient. That knows the ultimate nature of all phenomena and their manifestation. So, Bodhi means Changchip in Tibet. Changchip has two different meanings in the Shangchip. And then Sem, Shangchip Semji Domba in Tibet, Bodhisattva vow. Sem means mind, the mind, the foundation of obtaining the qualities of liberation or awakening. That's the mind, potential, right? Awakening. Same. And same means awakening. And awakening here is both complete understanding of the ultimate nature of all phenomena and universe compassion, So this awakening is not sort of separated from our mind. So that's why we take the vow and we have practice. We need to meditate. And then Domba, Simji Domba. Domba means vow. And here, Domba here designates the commitment or the promise to attain awakening, the potential, Therefore, the Bodhisattva vow is the promise to realize the awakened mind or the promise to lead the mind to awakening, So the motivation of this promise, which is the will to liberate all beings from suffering, So Bodhisattva is actually the Bodhicitta is thinking only others, So without Bodhicitta vow and Bodhicitta mind, it is impossible, I told you this morning, to reach liberation. If the mind has Bodhicitta vow, the commitment and promise, then the body and our speech will also spontaneously adopt positive conduct, and will diminish our negative acts naturally if we if we commit the vow body. If we take the vow, which means we all the time think, we need to think, right? Think our vow, make sure to keep purely, the vow. So then we have this promise, we have this commitment, and then our body and mind, whatever, every single action will be benefit for everybody, So that's why another, this commitment is so important. And when these are, I'm just talking, the benefits of taking the vow, okay? So when bodhicitta is really integrate into our mind, its effect will not be limited to our present life. So we will find its power again in our future lives, where love and compassion and the wish to help others remain within us because of the vow, the commitment. So that is, in general, the benefits of the Bodhisattva, taking Bodhisattva vows. So now then, who may take the vow? There is at least 3 conditions in order to take Bodhisattva vow. Okay? First condition, a person who take the vow, it is a Bodhisattva vow, it is necessary to belong to the Mahayana family. Okay? Which is understand the benefit of bodhicitta and understand all living beings, very important, develop our meditation, that's very important, and second, must also take someone who, in order to take Bodhisattva vow, someone need take the refuge, in the 3 jewels first, because the refuge is foundation of all vows. We have lots of vows, Bodhisattva vow, Patimokcha vow, Vajrayana vow, so many, right? But all of these vows, the foundation is taken, you have to take 3 jewels, the refuge. So if you have no refuge vow, you can take Bodhisattva vow. You need to understand that, and then third, practice bodhicitta and have sort of some experience of love and compassion for others and understand the benefit of bodhicitta. So if you have these 3 conditions, conditions, then you're ready to take the vow. You should check yourself, once you know Mahayana teachings, when you listen teachings and it makes sense, or you really want to practice, or you really want to follow the Mahayana teaching, then you're ready to take vow, and you have a sort of compassion and love, understand a little bit experience, and that's very important. And then the most important is you have to take the refuge vow before Bodhisattva vow. So some people, hesitate to take the Bodhisattva vow because thinking that their feeling of love and compassion are not enough strong, the wish, harm, and negative thought towards others have sort of not left their mind yet, So when we talk about bodhicitta, we always talk about others, concern others and thinking about others, love and compassion, others like that. And some people think, okay, I'm not ready to take the bodhisattva vow, right? But people think that people have sort of hesitation. How can we know if we are ready to take the bodhisattva vow? But if we sort of greatly value love and compassion, if we see their benefits and sort of have sort of faith and confidence, to practice bodhicitta, if we consider that how develop our love and compassion, then we are ready to take the vow, bodhisattva vow. And we must take the vow, because the vow, bodhisattva vow, helps us improve and protect us from sort of harm others because of the commitment, the promise. So the more anger, more aversion we see within ourselves, the more we must be determined to take the bodhisattva vow. but we need to understand that the benefit and the value of bodhicitta in order to take the vow. That's very important, you know. And some people believe that, you know, individual sort of intention to develop love and determination to attain liberation for the benefit of all are sufficient condition. However, the vow, Bodhisattva vow, has inherent benefit. You know, this power sort of drives from that fact that, you know, in the ceremony, you know, the vow, we make the promise of attain liberation for benefit all beings, with all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and masters as a sort of witness, you know, because we will remember our promise. The power of this commitment is sufficient to continue through our future lives. So the power of this vow is increased by the fact that it is taken in front of masters or Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. You know. So, so when you practice, for instance, bodhicitta, and sometimes you suddenly sort of experience great and genuine sort of compassion and love for others. At that moment, you have to take the vow right away. You know, that sort of, you know, positive thought and feeling go away, you know. So once you have that sort of feeling and really sort of genuinely compassion arise in your mind, you have to take the vow because this commitment is so important. You know, you can also take the Bodhisattva vow in front of Buddhas, the statue or tanka or picture, you know, Bodhisattvas, you know, the image, without any sort of anyone actually present. The vow has the same validity whether or not it is taken in the presence of a teacher, you know, because we never know bodhicitta arise, the genuine bodhicitta arise in our mind. We never know when, right? Once you really have the genuine bodhicitta, you have to take the vow right away. But you know, it is better usually take bodhisattva vow in front of a teacher, because we then easily and sort of vividly remember it, right? We think, oh, it is in front of my teacher, I have taken the vow, and will help us not to sort of act negative to, you know, our commitment, you know, because we will think of our teacher more easily, right, than of a Buddha whose presence we may have sort of imagined, you know. But we can take the vow in front of statue of Buddha if there is no teacher, you know. This vow is totally different than other vows, so that's the benefit. You can take that vow. Now, I will say some words of the meaning of bodhisattva, you know, bodhisattva. In Tibet, we call it Changchip Sempa, right? Changchip means, again, awakening. Sempa means courageous mind. Okay? The bodhisattva, therefore, is one whose mind turns with courage to awakening. Why this idea of courage? For three reasons. Okay? Shangchip Sempa. Shangchip means awakening. Sempa means courageous mind. Three reasons: duration, magnitude, and difficulty of the task. So firstly, bodhisattva does not assign to himself or herself a short-term task, but very long-term. That's why courageous mind, duration, you know. Secondly, bodhisattva commitment is not limited to to the willingness to help a determined number of beings, but is concerned with the totality of beings. That's why magnitude, magnitude. Thirdly, the bodhisattva is very ready to fearlessly face all difficulties, include in the practice of generosity, discipline, patience, all these paramatas and virtues. So that's why Sempa, or they have a courageous mind, Shanship Sempas, like we are, we sometimes we help others and they, get angry back, and we lose our confidence, even though we have a patience, but I can't help because of, But Bodhisattva's mind is really, courageous. They continually just help no matter what happen, So that's why Shanship Sempa. Sem means mind, Pa means courageous, big heart, open mind, They never lose their confidence to help others, And also there are three different bodhisattvas. We called apprentice bodhisattva, bodhisattva in the stages, and then third bodhisattva is emanation of Buddha. First is apprentice bodhisattva. Any sort of individual who has taken the vow is we called a bodhisattva, because this person actually has the motivation inherent into bodhisattva, that is attain awakening for the benefit of all beings, and practice according to his or her capabilities to attain this goal. That's what we call bodhisattva. However, we really cannot say that this person is genuine bodhisattva, because if a sufficient level of spiritual development has not been attained, then he or she is not yet liberated from samsara, right? Because he or she does not have the vision of true nature of everything. So therefore, this individual is more in the situation of a beginner student than the situation of someone who haven't successfully completed, his or her study. So that's why we called, although one might use the name of bodhisattva for any person who has taken the bodhisattva vow, it would better to talk of the apprentice bodhisattva, or what do you call it, beginner bodhisattva, I don't know. So the member of bodhicitta family, that's one type of bodhisattva. And then second is stages of bodhisattva. A true bodhisattva is being who has attained one of the 10 bodhisattva stages. So for example, having attained the first bodhisattva stage means that by practicing the two kind of bodhicitta, the relative and absolute bodhicitta in union, they arrived at the direct vision of what was not previously seen, with the nature of mind, nature of everything, and the reality of the in itself. So it is this kind of bodhisattva is we call stages and stages of bodhisattva. So it is necessary to understand that the bodhisattva, even if working in samsara, this kind of bodhisattva does not belong to samsara. Because the stages is the stages of attained liberation out of samsara. So this is just one, for example, one type of bodhisattva and stages of bodhisattva. I'm not going to teach you all of the stages of bodhisattva, but one, yeah.
First stage of bodhisattva is first realization of emptiness.
Emptiness, the nature mind. This we call the Tong Lam, and also there is 5 parts, right? So this kind of stages bodhisattva is on Tong Lam, the first part, which means Tong means to see, Lam means the part. What see? The nature mind. Before you never see, never realize the nature of mind, but this time you see correctly, genuinely. Then this is the kind of stage you can call the stage of bodhisattva. I mean, not only seeing the realization of the nature mind, but also with the sort of the bodhicitta, bodhicitta mind, right? So that's the one type. And then bodhisattva is a sort of emanation of Buddhas. 3 types we have bodhisattvas. In reality, Buddha sort of possess the 3 bodies, right? Dharmakaya, Sambhokaya, Nirmanakaya, right? And consequently has the ability to help being in various ways, including the manifestation of bodhisattva. So this ability is where may bodhisattva are not being working on the levels of bodhisattva stages, but are emanation of Buddhas. So the Buddha manifests a body of human whose aspect is a bodhisattva, although essentially remain a Buddha. So these bodhisattva are sort of emanation of Buddha and manifest themselves in 2 different bodies, like Sambhogakaya, as for example Avalokiteshvaraya and Manjushri, many other, 4 beings with pure sort of karma under human or another form for ordinary beings. So therefore we generally differentiate between the 2 types of bodhisattva, those who are in the bodhisattva stages and won the way to Buddhahood or liberation, and those who are emanation of Buddhas. So the Bodhisattva vow concerns above all the bodhisattvas in the stage, and even more the beginner bodhisattva, apprentice bodhisattva. So now we have 3 different kind of bodhisattvas, right? And 3, and now, do you have any questions? What kind of person can take bodhisattva vow? What kind of the conditions in order to take we need in order to take bodhisattva vows? Do you have any questions? Yeah.
The stages of the 10 stages, are those similar to what's called the bhumis?
Bhumis, yes. Bhumis is a Sanskrit term.
Okay.
So, lam in ground, stages of bodhisattva. So there are 3 different bodhisattvas, and in order to take bodhisattva vow, really we need to understand the benefits of bodhicitta, right? That's the one condition. And then I think most of you taken already the refuge vow. That's no problem. So now little bit I want you to think about this, okay? Before we taking give the vow. Kind of meditation, thinking. We talked about aspiration bodhicitta, application bodhicitta, right? Do you have any questions about that? No? Clear? Okay. Now, when you think about those two different meditations, think about how you feel. Aspiration and application bodhicitta. When you think about this, you don't have to meditate right now, but just to sit down, relax and think about these two meditations, how you feel about these two practice meditations. And think about, the benefit, the powers, and the value of the bodhicitta. And think about your motivation, okay? Ask yourself, am I ready? Am I ready to practice bodhicitta? Which means you have to think about aspiration and application bodhicitta, right? So you should ask yourself, when you think about these two different bodhicitta meditation, how you feel. Am I ready to practice aspiration? Am I ready to practice application bodhicitta? And am I ready to take the bodhisattva vow? Now you understand what is bodhisattva vow means, right? So, think about that, before we, talk about before I give you the bodhisattva vow, I want you to be very comfortable, taking the bodhisattva vow very comfortably, And you may find after this sort of kind of investigation yourself, and you feel sort of more open and more sort of confident, you will be able to sort of develop enthusiasm for this kind of practice. Oh, I'm ready. Definitely I'm ready. I'm very happy to take the vow. Maybe you feel, I'm not so sure. So it's very important, if you are sort of enthusiastic, about this, and then you will do it, right? If you do it, you will bring, its benefits, So think about few minutes that, understand how you feel, and then, we'll see. Okay? Few minutes. Think about how you feel, the aspiration, application bodhicitta. We are talking about motivations. And little bit investigate your mind. What is your goal? That's very important in our life. What do you want to? What do you want to be? We are still kind of, young. Lots of time to do things for others or for ourselves, right? So what is your goal? I don't know. When I was little, my intention, was to become a teacher. So I'm very happy, because I thought, or if become a teacher, a Buddhist teacher, then I can help many ways, So that's kind of goal. What kind of you want, So think about, when we talk about aspiration, application, bodhicitta, we're talking about our goals, our life, what kind of person you want, So I want you a little bit think about that, and then you are really ready to take bodhisattva vow. Yep, little bit think that. How you feel? Are you comfortable? The practice aspiration. Once you take bodhisattva vow, you have to practice bodhicitta. Otherwise, no reason to take the vow. You don't have to sort of, practice application bodhicitta right away, but eventually you need, right? You will. You need. So think about those two meditations, maybe it gives you more confidence. Open your mind. I want help. or maybe you just little bit worry about that. That means maybe you are not sort of Mahayana practitioner, that kind of meditator. I mean, Mahayana bodhisattvas practice Mahayana. That's their path. So these bodhisattvas meditation, these are very sort of they're open mind and courageous. Their mind is really sort of they have confidence. Whatever. No matter what circumstance, I will help, like that, right? So think about a little bit. And then another also very important, you take the Bodhisattva vow, and before you take the vow, there are two sort of precepts are very important to understand, right? I will tell you those because before you take the vow, otherwise, then you will see sort of, you're ready to take the vow or not, So, once you take the vow, Bodhisattva vow, the first rule, or what do you call it, precept, right, is not to reject any beings from your mind. Okay? What does it mean? If someone does something to sort of displace us or hurt us, and we consider this person an enemy, and we think from now on we will do nothing for this person, and that we will never sort of aid him or her when the opportunities arises. I mean, if you have a problem with somebody, we're done. Even though I have a capacity to help you and you need help, I will not. That means you reject or you abandon this person from your mind. Then you broke the vow. See, the commitment, I already told you, right? Why we take the Bodhisattva vow? Because the commitment is, I will help, and with my sort of capacity to help others as much as I can, right? So if we reject or if we abandon this person from our mind, then there is no bodhicitta, no compassion for this person. Because we have taken the commitment to attain liberation, to help all beings, right? That's our promise. That's our commitment. It is never be sort of separate from an attitude of love and compassion and the will to benefit others without sort of ever rejecting a single being from our mind. That doesn't mean you can't angry with others. Of course we're angry. Even though bodhisattvas, they get angry. But you just you can't abandon, you can't reject this person in your mind forever. So when you get angry, right, you will say, okay, I'm get angry, but that's kind of temporary. One time, one day, it's impermanence. You know, enemies become a friends. Friends become a enemies. All this, all the time changing by circumstances. There he is. Circumstances. Yeah. So, you know, right now, this person and myself, not good connection, not good, these things, but that's just, you know, one day maybe will change. So then we become more, again, friend or help each other. That's fine. That doesn't mean you broke the vow. But you really sort of think that even I have a capacity and he or her, she needs help, I will never, ever, from now until I die, well done. Then you have no bodhisattva vow. Understand? This is very important. And this is kind of, you know, dangerous, right? When we get angry, people think, well done. Yeah?
So, is it correct that refuge vows are something that you retake in each lifetime, but a bodhisattva vow is something that you have that continues on with your mind throughout your lifetimes?
Mm-hmm.
You retake the bodhisattva.
Yeah, when you reject, when you have no bodhisattva vow, I mean you broke bodhisattva vow, you can take again. But if you think, you know, if you think you have a bodhisattva vow forever, even though you reject this person, that's not true. You have no bodhisattva vow, you know, if you abandon this person, because your commitment, think about commitment to attain liberation, because you take bodhisattva vow because you want to attain liberation, right? Without bodhisattva vow, there's no liberation. Oh, so that's why you taking, you know, bodhisattva vow, attain liberation. For what? Help all beings. That's our promise. So now you reject this person, not all beings, right? You broke your promise, your commitment. So that's why one is that. So one, think about that. If you have a question, let me know. And then second precept is abandon the dharma, abandon the teaching. Whether it is the what do you call it, Vajrayana, Mahayana, Hinayana, you know, or you know, you abandon completely and you think that there is no benefit from these teachings. So I'm not going to teach, I'm not going to practice at all. Then you have no bodhisattva vow. Because, you know, so with this kind of thoughts, then, you know, we don't have bodhisattva vow.
Khenpo?
Yeah?
Now, if you're in a situation with an individual, and it's a very dangerous situation, let's say, and you want to help them, but common sense and wisdom says, I think I better leave this person alone for a while.
Oh, that's,
For another day, but don't then that you're wanting to help them, but you realize that's too dangerous to even.
exactly. That's what I'm talking. You know, that kind of situation, you just leave alone this person. Don't reject in your mind. Just leave alone. You don't have to communicate with this person. You don't have to connect with contact with this person. Just leave her you know, alone. I mean, this person alone, and then keep your mind pure. You know, so that then you have no problem with your vows. But the problem is, I just told you, right? No, well done. There is no connection forever. You know, that's you abandon this person. So then no vows. And then also the abandon the dharma, abandon teaching, abandon, you know, I mean that then, you know. So two big things. There are some other things, but that's no problem with no problem at all, no dangers. But we have these two dangers, you know, these two dangers. Once you this happened in this country. I mean here, you know, you become a Buddhist and then you change your you know, mind and no more be Buddhist. Then there is no bodhisattva vow. Okay. Even though you have no refuge vow actually in this case. So that's we call abandon dharma. Okay, that's one dangers. Second danger is rejecting the living beings in front in your mind. Then you have no bodhisattva vows. Clear? Any questions?
You what? I didn't hear that.
Huh?
What did you say secondarily?
Secondly, abandon a person or living beings
Oh, okay, yeah.
in your mind forever.
I see, okay.
Problem? You think that's dangerous?
You say dangerous like karmic danger, like you're.
No, that means that will happen. You think if that kind of situation will happen in your life?
No. What I'm asking, like if you did do that, if I did abandon someone, or I did abandon the Dharma after taking the vows, that would incur negative karma for me.
Definitely.
That's what it does.
That's definitely. You know.
So I'm not going to do it.
That's why make sure you understand before you take the vow. You know?
And the
Yeah?
first foundation of that is compassion, right?
Mm-hmm. So if you abandon this person, you have no compassion for this person, right? So then you sort of, you have no compassion. So bodhicitta is about great compassion. So great compassion means not only compassion for your family, not only for your friends like that. That's why we call it great compassion. Bodhicitta and great compassion same. So great compassion means you have compassion for all living beings, no matter what. So if you abandon, then yeah.
I just was wondering, if you unintentionally harmed or you were unkind to someone, is there something that you would need to do in order to,
Intentionally?
no, unintentionally, like, say something unkind to somebody, not intentionally, but you maybe weren't mindful and you said something and realized that you were hurtful or whatever, and is there something that we would need to do if this happened?
Or if that happened.
Yeah, I mean, if you did that, would you want to, like, is there,
Well, I think,
or is there
I don't know.
something practical?
I mean, better. There are some prayers, but I think better you just explain. This person, or I'm not really intentionally want hurt you, but this happened. So you just say apologize and all that kind of make sure everything's clear. I think that's the better way to keep the relation. But be carefully, whatever you do, whatever you say, with your mind, with mindfulness, then you understand what you are talking, what you are going to say, right? You will understand. Otherwise, sometimes people, just talk, and then hurt others, because that happened a lot. So, yep.
When I was a younger person, I was a pretty strong person, but sometimes I was egotistical, and I hurt maybe three or four people. So it wasn't very good.
Of course not.
And so, but now, taking the Bodhisattva vow, before and now and again, I feel like I have to go rectify that. Do you know what rectify? Rectify is where you
Oh, you-
amend and try to heal that wound. If that's appropriate, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
But I think you already received Bodhisattva vow, do you?
Huh?
You have Bodhisattva vow?
Yeah, with you.
Oh, this is your first time?
No, second time.
Second time.
Gave it at Lift Kids.
Did I?
Yes?
2007.
Oh, okay.
I know, we've had this discussion.
All right. So, how you think about this bodhicitta? Or how you think? How you feel? Aspiration, application, bodhicitta.
I just wanted to say something to what Ron said, when he said, do you have really bad karma if you would give up the Dharma or give up another living being? And I just wanted to verify, there's nobody that's going to come and give you bad karma. It's just that you lose connection with compassion or lose connection with the truth of reality, the nature you are separating yourself from something
Right.
that's important.
But I agree, but I think there's also negative karma accrued by such an act.
But there's not karmic boogeyman in
Right, it's not like
Buddhism.
there's a God up there that's gonna.
No,
like,
there's-
stir your thing.
Yeah, there's not.
But-
I'm coming for you.
It's
Huh?
actually Martine's the karmic boogeyman.
Those glasses.
Khenpo, the real
You get
question
locked out
though,
for.
when you incur negative karma, you're doing the negative karma to yourself. It's not really that there's anyone else outside in Buddhism that's coming and bestowing negative karma on you, right? That's not the way you think about it.
Negative karma, you create negative karma, there's lots of cause and conditions. Right?
Yeah, I do it to myself, and yet cause and conditions are doing
What?
So both of these two precepts seem like it's the degree of finality that you put on something that breaks the vow. But if you got thoughtless for a while, or your practice wasn't up and running, or you avoided it for a little bit, but it was still always in your heart to do it. Your heart never changed, but the circumstances did. Then I'm assuming that isn't breaking your vow, it's just getting refocused around it. Is that true, or is that?
Yeah. I think that's true if your intention,
Yeah.
still there
Yeah.
to think about others, right? So when we say others, all living beings, right? All living beings is most in this case, all living beings is human beings. Abandon a person. So if you have attention and help others, even though you get angry with somebody, you are not broken the Bodhisattva vow.
And the same would be true for your practice, like if you fell out of your practice for a while. That's not intentionally breaking your connection with the Dharma. That's just like a lapse of.
No, and break the abandoned dharma is you really think that there is no benefit.
Okay, yeah.
There is
Okay,
no
so-
benefit. I am not,
Okay, I see.
So these two are, remember always.
They're big.
It's really, really big.
Well, if we fall on our face, we lay there for a while, and then we pick ourselves back up and carry on. If you have an accident, you fall, you just have to get up.
No matter what, no matter if you keep the, for instance, if you get angry with somebody, and then you just think very shortly or later, doesn't matter. Once you reject this person in your mind, no vows. Understand? Right away. If you think, when you get angry, oh, well done, forever. I told you, right, forever. Even though I have a capacity to help.
Even if moments later you.
Once you think that, no vows.
Then you gotta take the vows over again?
You can,
You can't.
yeah, but you can
You can't.
take over. But that's, if you broke that kind of vow, the vow is very negative karma. You have to purify this negative karma.
So just in a
That's
flash
take
of
long
anger,
time.
in a
Yeah.
flash of
Yes, this is
That's it.
how the mind is amazing, Once that's why I'm saying, that once you meditate and feel sort of great bodhisattva compassion, you have bodhicitta. That moment, no matter long or short, then take the vow, right? Then you become a bodhisattva. It's same thing. If you have a bad thoughts, that kind of, in a moment, you have no vow.
So if I get really mad at somebody driving home.
That's fine. You met somebody and you fight with each other, no problem. Still you have vow. But you can't reject.
Okay, I got it.
Understand?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm an idiot, but I don't reject you.
Right. Exactly. Exactly, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, we have these problems, but still, I will count you are one of the living beings, right? So,
That's our new joke for the joke thread on Facebook. Yeah, you're two guys in two cars, you know, you're an idiot, but I don't reject you.
all right, yeah. One question.
What do the vows have to do with it, like the 18 root downfalls, you know, the Bodhisattva downfalls?
Yeah, those are not. These are important, but you know the other rules. There are lots of, but no worry at all, because most of these rules we never.
Like burning down towns,
Yeah.
disrobing monks.
No, don't think that. That's fine.
I haven't burned down a town in a while.
All right, I think we take take a break, and then when you come back, think about it. And if you think you are not ready to take the vow, you don't have to take. Okay, just to sit there and you can listen, you can watch it, and you don't have to take. If you think you're ready, then please take the vow, because it's really support your meditation because of this commitment, the power, the promise. You always remember this, and that really helps. Slowly, you diminish your negative acts and thoughts, everything. So it's up to you. You know, my side clear. I told you already the benefit of bodhicitta and the rules of these things, dangerous things and good things, everything. My side, I already told you. Now you should choose. Okay, so come back and then I give you the vow.